It seems the world is getting more complicated every day. I had a strange experience this week. We've been renovating our house, and one of the things was I needed to put up some new doorbells. And I ordered a doorbell, and I went to put it together, and there were 52 ringtones on the doorbell. I don't know why anybody needs 52, but what made it even stranger was that there was no list of what those ringtones were and no way to remember which one you had looked at. I was reminded of a colleague of mine, Matthias Miller, says, most people want something new, but need something old. Set up habits to get you grounded in the fundamentals. In so many areas, we have just gotten away from the fundamentals, or as my daddy used to say, common sense is not always so common. It seems like every place we go, things are getting more complicated. So I would challenge you that if you are creating something new, whether it's your own life or a new product, a new service or a product, or if you're working on a relationship that you want to improve, or you want to improve your own productivity, that often what you need to do is go back to the fundamentals. What is it that we're trying to do, and what's the easiest way we can do it? We often make things so much more complicated than they need to be. So don't rush into getting that bright, new, shiny object or try that new thing. I think about calendars, for example. I remember one time I was sitting on an airplane next to a woman. It was in January, and she had this fancy big calendar that her husband had brought her, red leather, beautiful. And she did this big sigh. And I said, wow, what's that? And she said, I'm hopeless. She said, I'm too disorganized to even know how to use this. And we spent the next 2 hours on that plane taking out a lot of the things that were in that planner because she really didn't need them. What are you trying to use or trying to do that you don't really need? I think about the wisdom of Proverbs. In Proverbs 10:22, it says, the blessing of the Lord brings wealth without painful toil for it. There are many times when we would get wealth, whether it's money or just wealth in our lives, feeling full, when we made things simpler. So ask yourself the question, do I really need this?